Nintendo just announced a game I seriously never expected. We are getting a 3D remake of Super Mario RPG. This has gotta be one of my favorite Super Nintendo RPGs from back in the day. I'd honestly put it just behind the likes of Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger as far as my favorite Super Nintendo games go. So obviously when I was watching yesterday's Nintendo Direct, this is the game that caught my attention. If you're wondering why that is, well, Paper Mario has existed as a series for a long time now, but Nintendo has always been kinda quiet about Super Mario RPG in the past, and maybe it seems like Square Enix retaining the copyrights to some of the original characters from the game maybe have something to do with it. I don't know. And I've enjoyed some Paper Mario games in the past, especially the first one. That game is easily one of my favorite N64 games as well, so quick shout out to the Paper Mario 64 fans. But over time, many of the RPG elements kinda got lost from this series, and I kinda lost interest as well. I don't think I'm alone with that take either. Now, I have heard some good things about the Mario and Luigi series of games, which I guess do dabble more into the RPG stuff, but I don't know. I've never played any of that, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to go back and check these ones out. So sorry if you guys are huge fans of the Mario and Luigi stuff, you guys can let me know how wrong I am in the comments. But before Paper Mario and before Mario and Luigi, we had Super Mario RPG. Published by Nintendo and developed by Squaresoft in 1996, this was not only the last Mario game released for the Super Nintendo, but it was also the last English-released Squaresoft game released on Nintendo hardware for a very long time. Squaresoft would move their next entry of the Final Fantasy series onto the Sony PlayStation 1, and the rest is kinda history. Which is exactly why I thought we would never really see anything out of this game again. After all, it's been a very long time. But Square Enix and Nintendo have had a really great relationship as of late. In fact, I made a whole video about that, so consider checking that out if you're interested. And hey guys, also consider hitting that subscribe button. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna commit a crime. But yeah, here we are in the year 2023, and Nintendo and Square Enix are actually giving us a full remake of their old classic. While I haven't been finding a whole lot to read about this online, at least at the moment anyway, the trailer does show that the game looks to be a full remake. Well, a one-to-one kind of remake, it looks like they are staying extremely faithful to the original game, outside of maybe a boost to the graphics and probably the sound. And honestly, that's probably the right call here. There's a reason why a lot of Paper Mario fans still compare the series to its roots. After all, Paper Mario did begin development as Super Mario RPG 2. But the two games are really quite different. Paper Mario feels more like Nintendo's version of what exactly an RPG would look like in the Mario universe, while Super Mario RPG just feels more of like an old-school Squaresoft RPG, just set in the Mario universe and with Mario characters in it. So there's a lot to get excited for here. Super Mario RPG is a pretty old-school, turn-based style RPG, and you'll obviously control Mario here, but there's also a handful of original characters that have rarely been seen outside of this game, to the dismay of a select few Smash Bros. Players for years, of course, and it looks like these characters are finally returning in this remake. They all look good here, and of course you'll also control Peach, and I think you control Bowser in this one. The gameplay of Super Mario RPG, I'd say it's relatively simple compared to some of the other big RPGs from that era, but as far as Super Nintendo RPG battle systems go, I mean, it's simple, and it's fast, and it's a lot of fun. Now, I don't exactly remember a whole lot of the story, but I do remember the world and the characters just feeling a lot more alive than what we've gotten out of the Paper Mario series, especially as of late, so I'm going to be really looking forward to revisiting this game. As far as graphics go, the remake is going for a pretty standard-looking 3D version, and while it's certainly not insulting to the eyes or anything like that, it's definitely going to be a little different than the old sprites used to look. But it does look bright and colorful, and very much in line with what other modern Mario games look like these days. It looks very similar to, like, the new Super Mario Bros. Or something like that. Overall, I'd say it looks pretty good. So another thing to get excited for here is, if you guys didn't know, the soundtrack of the game is actually made by Yoko Shimomura, who would later go on to create the music for some amazing RPGs, such as Parasite Eve and Legend of Mana. Probably most notably, she also made the legendary soundtracks for the Kingdom Hearts series. And it sounds like she's going to be back on board with this one, probably just to remix some of these tracks and give them a more modern touch. So that's going to be awesome. I'd have to go back and listen to some of these songs. It's been a while since I played this game. Overall, it looks like it's going to be a really faithful remake of Super Mario RPG, and I'm super looking forward to it. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes on this one to see if we get any other news about it, but with a November 2023 release date, it really won't be very long until this one comes out. So guys, are you going to be checking this game out? Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and hey, if you like this video, don't forget to like the video, and consider subscribing. Peace.